In this video, I'm going to show you the most forgotten muscle that can fix your low back pain. Now, if you're someone that deals with repeated back injuries, you're someone that has flare-ups that just happen and you don't even know why they happen, it just keeps coming back and you're trying to figure out which exercises or what should I be doing to help prevent these back pain injuries from happening. And in today's video, I wanted to show you one of the most forgotten muscles that many people forget to address when it comes to low back injuries or conditions that they are dealing with. Now, the muscle that often gets forgotten about, that many people don't think about addressing, is the quadratus lumborum muscle. These are two rectangular muscles that run down our lower back, and these are known as the muscles that create core stability, one of the core muscles. And the reason why these are so important is because they actually attach to the transverse processes, the pieces of the vertebrae, all the way into the top of the iliac crest, which is our pelvis. So we have two rectangular muscles that run from nearly the bottom of your rib cage to your pelvis that control a lot of what's going on in between the pelvis and the rib cage. So when these muscles are constantly on spasm, they're constantly tight, they're in a chronic position where they are just in a shortened position. Why? Because many of us are doing a lot of sitting, whether that's sitting at your desk, sitting, driving in your vehicle. We are doing more sitting than we are walking or moving around. And that's why this is an area that you have to address if you really want to fix your low back pain. Now, there are many different stretches that you can use to stretch the lower back muscles, but I'm going to show you two ways that you can not only release this back muscle, but also focus on a stretch that's going to help this muscle stay flexible and mobile. Now, what I often notice when people deal with back pain caused by this muscle being chronically tight is that their back pain is often one-sided. It's often on one side. One side tends to be tighter, one side tends to be more painful, and that's why performing the stretch that I'm going to teach you right now is going to really help address this problem. Now, I'm a firm believer of also soft tissue massage, so I'm not only going to teach you a stretch that you can work on, but also a way that you can help relieve the spasm and the tightness that you might be experiencing now. Now, the first thing you'll want to do is really address the tightness by working on some soft tissue massage. And I find that the easiest way that you can do this at home is by using something like a tennis ball or even a lacrosse ball to place in the lower back muscles. What you're essentially doing is you're trying to basically release the spasm, release the tightness that you're feeling. And often when we apply some pressure in that area, it's going to help release that tension. I normally like to lay flat here and I'll take a couple deep breaths in through my nose, out through my mouth. And every time that I take a deep breath, I'm going to feel that muscle pushing into the ball as that ball is basically applying some pressure along that muscle. Over time, you're going to get more comfortable to be able to move your legs as well. Sometimes I'll even cross my legs and apply more pressure on the ball. Or if you're very sensitive or you're in a lot of pain, you might be able to move away from the ball or maybe even just lay flat and just see what it feels like for a couple minutes to basically allow the ball to apply some pressure. This is a great technique to implement, especially if you're somebody that has trigger points or tightness in the lower back muscles before we get into the stretch. Now, once you've addressed the soft tissue using the lacrosse ball or the tennis ball to do some massage in the lower back, then you can move on to a regular stretch that you can get in the habit of doing on a daily basis to help make sure that that muscle stays relaxed and you're not having any increased spasms. The important thing here is that I want you to consider is that this should be done on a regular basis. For the amount of sitting that we perform, we have to make sure that we are taking care of our bodies and performing these regularly because of the amount of time that we are in these bad, poor postures. Now, this stretch that I'm going to teach you is called the quadratus lumborum stretch. You're going to be sitting down with your legs crossed. And all you're going to do is you're going to take one hand and you're going to reach it behind you. Now, as I reach and I'm going to my left side, I'm actually going to be stretching my right lower back muscle. This is the QL muscle. I can hold here for about 20 to 30 seconds. Notice I don't have to do very much to already feel a stretch. If you're tight there, you might already just start to feel the stretch by leaning your torso over to one side. I would highly recommend that you not only do one side, but you also focus on the other side. And what you're trying to do, once again, is take that arm and reach it out to the side, and you're gonna feel that stretch in the lower back. And the reason why I think this is so effective is because your pelvis and your hips are really stationary on the ground. They really can't do a lot of movement because the ground is preventing it from moving. So what you're doing essentially is you're moving your upper body while the lower back is stationary, and you're gonna feel a good stretch in this position. And just like we did with the soft tissue massage, I like to focus on deep breathing. When we focus on relaxing and really trying to breathe into the muscle that we're trying to stretch, we often see better results and more relief. Now, as a physical therapist, I know the importance of hip mobility when it comes to solving back pain for good. Now, if you want more tips on how to improve your hip mobility for your lower back condition, make sure to watch the next video here.